we're a few weeks in with the AEW Dynamite versus NXT Wednesday Night Wars, Smackdown being on Fox. We're reaching the end of October here. Smackdown has dropped greatly since the premiere. I mean, I think we all expected it to fall from that first week and drop some, but now it's down. The last episode was down to 2.418 million viewers. So that's what Raw was doing a few weeks ago. And it's close to what Raw did this past Monday night. So the move to Fox, all that promotion on NFL and the bus tours and all that stuff, and they weren't really able to bring in new fans. So down to 2.418 million viewers. This last episode, it's on FS1, so it's going to get murdered. So it doesn't really count. And then next week they're back on Fox, and then I think it'll probably take another week to get adjusted back to Fox. But Vince McMahon had said that this Fox deal will be a big boon and change everything around. It hasn't, clearly. They're not going to get a new audience just from Fox promoting them, and the stock has been dropping. The stock is down 30% so far this year.
Yeah. That's the rating. What was SmackDown doing before they moved to Fox? Was like the kind of in the 2.1, 2.2 range?
Yeah, 2.0 to 2.2 every now and then. They were dropping under 2 there for a little bit, and then they rebounded this summer to the 2.0, 2.2. On the higher end, it would be 2.2.
And the thought process too was going to Fox is because Fox has a much larger audience, correct?
Yeah, plus they were paying a ton of money, over 200, I believe it's like 240 million a year.
And heavily promoting it as well for the move. And and you've been pretty good. I've seen your predictions. You're pretty spot on with everything here every week. And they brought back the Rock and those guys and that rating, and I think, and then ever since, and I'm not shocked that it's going to go back. It seems to be going back to what it was there right before. And what did Raw do this week?
Raw was at 2.3. Let me double check. It was up, but it helped that the Monday Night Football game was a blowout. 2.34 million viewers, up 2.8% from last week. Last week started off bigger, but dropped a lot. It was against a big NFL game, so it dropped 20%. This week only dropped 12% from hour 1 to hour 3. So it definitely benefited because the New England Patriots game that was on Monday was 34-0, 35-0 at the end. So,
do you know with Fox too? Does Fox have certain expectations that they want this over a 3.0, or do you know anything as far as how that goes? What Fox is kind of what they were hoping for this to kind of balance out at?
The word is that they wanted 3 million viewers a week is what they were hoping for, and a 1.0 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. This past week was a 0.7 in the demo, and clearly well below 3 million. It still won the night in the demo, but actually not by much. It did a 0.7, but Hawaii 5-0 and American Housewife did a 0.6. So, and it's down huge from last year. What the shows on Fox were doing last year, and there was Last Man Standing that was on last year that was doing over 4 million, and doing the same rating in the demo.
And see, the problem with this is, and Fox is, and they have every right to be unhappy, but it goes back to that the building marquee names and not having where everybody's kind of interchangeable, that no matter what you do storyline wise with all the current talent that you have, that you've not built it's like the Bray and the Fiend and missing out on certain things, and you've done this with everybody there now for the majority, outside of a couple of the talent, like the Shield guys have been pushed heavily from the beginning, but people have never fully, I don't know how to explain it. It was never, it's not to say it's been done great. They've just been booked the most consistently, I think, over that time, Roman and Seth being there and whatnot. But there's been so many natural guys that the crowd was behind that they have not capitalized on different things. It's like Elias, I told you too, and Elias had momentum there for a bit, and the crowd was with him, and then it just kind of gets lost in the shuffle, and so it doesn't matter what you do storyline-wise almost, because all these interchangeable parts have been brought down. They've printed too much money. They've where the value is just not the same as it was. So it's really, really hard to get these ratings consistently. And I think it's really interesting to see what Fox is going to think about all of this if the numbers continue to go down and keep dipping down. And it's almost like it doesn't matter what WWE does storyline wise at this point, as much as and I hope it's great, because the talent and missing opportunities of allowing guys to become larger than life, I think it's finally caught up to, and it's bitten them in the ass a bit on this. Yeah. And that's just my honest opinion on it.
Yeah, and Fox still heavily pushing it. If you watch NFL on Fox, you'll see those ads all over the place. But yeah, if they start losing in that demo on Friday nights, I think there's going to have to be some changes at some point.
Do they have an out to FS1? I wonder if because Fox is not stupid. That I'm sure when they put this deal together with all this money, that if WWE doesn't deliver on a certain rating for a certain period of time, if they have the option to move them to FS1.
I'm sure that they do. I mean, networks always have some point where they could cancel a show. Whether we've seen that with TNA in the past. But I don't see it happening, especially since right now in the season, it is not doing near as well as what Fox was doing last year. It's down a lot, actually. But like during the summer when Fox is airing reruns, SmackDown destroys Friday nights with what Fox normally would do during the summer. So, just for that reason alone, I don't see that happening. But if it continues to fall, if it falls under 2 million viewers, it's much more beneficial for Fox to have it on FS1, which doesn't have the reach and help strengthen that station than on Fox itself.
I was looking at the rosters as well on that draft, and those rosters are not nearly as deep when they split that up. I was looking at it, I go, man, I don't, for whatever reason, I thought there were more guys. I go, I saw both the breakdown of the draft, and the rosters just don't look that deep to me and the value of everybody, of how it's been booked. And an example of this, and I love Eric Rowan. They had Eric Rowan billed as one of the 2 or 3 top heels on the brand. And I just go, man, this is a guy who's been shitted on his entire career, who now you are billing like it. People don't buy it, and it doesn't happen. If you do that, it takes years to rebuild that.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on right now over there, and it's just the way that it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You see guys like Bobby Roode who could have been there if they were pushed properly from the beginning, but now they've been, relegated down the card so far that it would take a long time to get people thinking, seeing them in that top level role again.
That's a difficult sell, and another example of this is Jinder Mahal, who was used so badly for so long, and then they tried to change that, and they did as far as booking him, but a lot of people didn't buy into it, and then when he went back to being kind of in the role that he was in before, it's like, oh, he's back to where he was, he'd been there for so long. It's really it does damage, man. It makes, and they know that how they book it too. They like that. It's like Braun when he was hot there. But you get enough chinks in the armor, dinks in the armor, and then eventually when you do get a big moment, it's nowhere near as big as what it ever could have been. And it's a very real thing that goes on. Hey guys, it's the big guy Ryback, and I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Go ahead and punch that like, smash that subscribe button, and check out my all-natural supplement line. Supplement. Stupid! My all-natural supplement line, Feed Me More Nutrition, available on Amazon and feedmemore.com. And as always, Conversation with the Big Guy Ryback, available on all podcast platforms, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and wherever podcasts are available. Never forget, feed me more.
Thank you for tuning in to this segment of Ryback's Conversation with the Big Guy. Watch full episodes here on YouTube. Subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button if you had a great time watching. And for all supplements, check out feedmemore.com.